It's like that. Welcome back. We finna get into my boy DJ Quik. Now, if you don't know about DJ Quik, then you ain't been stomping. If you're born and raised in Compton, nigga. He a '90s rapper, early to like mid 2000s. He still dropping music actually, but he was hot like more so in the early to mid '90s, late '90s. He even dropped a little joint that was hot like in the mid 2000s. But he I know his son went to jail for murder or something like that. It's something, but we finna learn more about his family because I didn't know, the ties. I know he got gang ties because I know he from a blood hood and set and stuff like that. I know he got ties to Suge and Death Row and all that, and I know it's because of like the neighborhood ties more so than it is music industry shit. So I really want to dig into this. I think this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be kind of like Mossberg. I feel like.
To another episode of War in Cali. DJ Quik became a nationally known rapper by 1991 with his debut album Quik'S the Name released in 1991. DJ Quik's career has been known for his rapping and great producing and numerous gold-selling albums, but his career also had a lot of controversy, from rap beef with fellow Compton rappers like MC8, that beef led to several diss songs, and even the death of a Crip who got mixed in the middle, along with him facing his own murder charges. Hawthorne police said in February of 1995 that DJ Quik, whose real name is David Blake, was a driver of a car that killed a 5-year-old. That said child was a resident of Inglewood and died of head injuries after he was struck by the rapper's Lexus around 3 p.m. after he was speeding. Police held DJ Quik, who was 24 years old at the time, for about 3 hours for questioning. Then he was released. Somehow, he was never charged. Reggie Wright later talked about this incident on the Bomb First platform,
making fun of Keefy D, and DJ Quik left a comment underneath the post, and I'll show it on the screen, but he said, of course, Reggie Wright. And I wanted to get your response on that.
Quik still tapping at me? I don't know. I always liked Quik. I told you, the whole time Quik was around Death Row, me and Quik was cool. Never had no, not hanging out or anything like that, but always was very, very respectful. But I guess he got mad because I done told a few stories, right? About this. About the time when he ran over the little kid and killed the little kid. Also, another thing about Quik that never been put out there, and I just like to put things out there so y'all can know. Quik was going through a lot of issues, beating himself up in 95, 96, because he had a traffic accident and he ran over and killed a young child, and that messed with him a lot. Maybe that's the story. He got mad, speeding down the street, being reckless and stuff. Should have been in the penitentiary behind that in Hawthorne for at least a manslaughter, vehicle manslaughter at worst. But he got out of that. So maybe he's mad about that.
A lot of tragedies occurred in Quik's life. He also lost several friends like Mossberg, who I covered in a previous episode. Also, he had a lot of close...
I want to pause this and say rest in peace to that child. I did not know that DJ Quik had an accident in killing a child. This is actually news to me because I really did. This is the one thing I did not know. I done seen Reggie Wright speak on DJ Quik, and him saying that he not really as tough as everybody make it seem, or that he make it seem himself as far as being a blood. But yeah, I really did not know that about that child. R.I.P. to that child. I wonder what the story is on that, because how did he not go to jail for that?
Family members bring countless headlines to his brand and his name, and in this episode, that's what I will cover. With that being said, let's get into these cases. Quik has a nephew named Thaddeus and a close friend he grew up with named Daryl Reed. In 1998, investigators said a shooting occurred around 11:50 p.m. when Thaddeus and Daryl were apparently alone downstairs in Quik's home. When shots were fired, Quik ran downstairs to see Thaddeus standing in the living room holding a gun. Thaddeus then fled, and Quik and another occupant of the house found Daryl wounded in the backyard. Quik and the other occupant pulled Daryl into a car and rushed him to Kaiser, where he died in surgery. Authorities said police spotted Thaddeus in a parking lot of a mall and took him into custody after a brief foot chase. Investigators said they were considering a motive, but said Thaddeus and Daryl had been enemies for several years. Police said their relationship was like oil and water. It didn't mix. The attack may have begun in a room where the rapper had placed a ping pong table, police said. Thaddeus apparently shot Daryl once there and then pursued him into the living room, where he shot Daryl again. That was apparently when Quick came downstairs and Thaddeus fled. Thaddeus, who was 22, was booked on suspicion of murder and the death of Daryl Reed, who was 36, and was described as his personal assistant to the rapper.
I was upstairs working on a track. I had headphones on, but I felt something going on downstairs. I came out the hallway. I talked to my niece, Tamika. I was like, Tamika, what just happened? And she said, Thaddeus just shot Top Dog. And I'm like, what do you mean shot him?
Thaddeus Davis was Quik's nephew. Daryl Cortez Reed, known as Top Dog, was Quik's personal assistant and childhood friend.
I came downstairs and I saw my boy trying to crawl out of the back door. He said, why did Thaddeus do that to me? Why did Dad do that to me? I said, I don't know, but we got a lot of business to do. I need you alive. We're going to get you to the hospital.
But Daryl Reed died in surgery that day. Thaddeus Davis was arrested that day as well, on suspicion of murder.
He had a drug-induced rage. Here, I lose two of my favorite people. My nephew, who I always wanted to see do good, because he was homeless just like I was when my mama lost her crib. And my homeboy, Daryl, who'd been helping me be successful. I lost them both.
He took a good friend from everybody, Everybody still missed Top Dog. People still talk about him too, so.
I had to take a break of doing rhythmalism to do a funeral, adopt Top's daughter as my goddaughter, and then go back to recording. I really tried not to let any of that leak into that record, but I wasn't in the right state of mind, none during that time, because I couldn't understand how to deal with that amount of grief.
Thaddeus later received manslaughter and did around 12 years for this crime. Around 15 years later, more tragedy would occur. In 2013, Quik's daughter, who was a 21-year-old named Daviana, was charged with first-degree murder and the death of her own 2-year-old son. Daviana and her boyfriend, who was 24 years old and named Darnell, was arrested by Phoenix police after Daviana's boyfriend allegedly severely...
That nigga look way fucking older than 24. That nigga look like he about 54, 44. He don't look no motherfucking 24. And I want to get on this real quick before we get any further. RIP to that man who passed away at 36. And another thing that I'm gonna touch on is the drug shit and all that bullshit. Niggas be all hype on drugs and all that goof ass shit. This is where a lot of that shit can lead. A lot of people don't talk about this side of the drug game as far as like people doing and being addicted to some shit. Depending on what the drug is, it can cause you to tweak out and do some shit that you probably even wouldn't do if you was sober. But the fact that you was fucked up in the head at the moment, it made you do this. But shit, to me, from what it's looking like, this nigga DJ Quik got a black cloud on his head. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you. I ain't even gonna joke, no play no game with this shit. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. It looked like he got a black cloud over him, and he need prayer, and he need Jesus and God on his side, and whomever he prays himself. Okay, that's what I want to say also for him. Because this is a lot of death and a lot of tragedy to be striking him just in his family alone. They say he lost friends, but this is family issues so far. Like, he lost a friend to a family member. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of goofy ass shit. And then you got to also understand why I keep saying you got to get away from motherfuckers. You can't be around shit that ain't feeding what you doing. You can't be around the bullshit when you trying to do good shit. You can't do that, because when you're trying to mix that shit together, like mixing old friends with new friends, you can't do that, because at some point you're going to have to make a choice between the two paths that you're taking. And you have to make the right choice and he clearly was not making the right choice for himself.
beat their son for wetting the bed. Daviana reportedly told the police that she was afraid to intervene, as she thought it would only anger Darnell even more. When she came back home, she stated that she found her son not breathing and beat him badly. Daviana and Darnell were arrested by the Phoenix police in connection of the murder of their own son. A witness told police that he heard the boyfriend chastising his 2-year-old son for wetting the bed, and that he could hear the child being spanked with what witnesses call excessive discipline. The child was found dead with multiple bruises all over his body, his leg, arms, butt, back, and face. An autopsy report showed that the child suffered a lacerated liver and severe internal bleeding, and multiple bruising throughout his body.
You bitch ass nigga, I hope you rot in hell. Then if I knew you, I'd spit in your fucking face and I'd stomp you the fuck to the ground. I'll make sure I snap your fucking neck right after, you bitch ass nigga. A child at 2 is going to wet the bed, and 9 times out of 10, you should actually have a pull up on that baby because that baby ain't old enough to necessarily contain himself while he's going to sleep. Or when he's going to sleep, he's still not really knowledgeable of what the fuck is really going on with his body yet. He don't even know what the fuck is going on with the world yet. You got some fucking nerve to be beating on him like that. You got niggas like this need to be fucking shot by every nigga in their neighborhood and surrounding. Okay, we need to do the damn whatever they used to call that thing where they used to take you outside, put you on the pole, and everybody shoot your ass. We need to do shit like that to niggas like this because you don't beat no damn child at 2 years old about pissing in the motherfucking bed. You stupid ass bitch, you should have got away from the nigga. And it's for women out there who let their child be abused by their motherfucking baby daddy, thinking that it's okay because that's the father. A lot of times that it goes too far. You don't have to beat the shit out of your child. You can whoop your child. I ain't saying nothing wrong with whooping your child, but you don't have to beat the shit out your child, bro. Shit like this is taken too far. One thing to whoop his ass a little bit, yeah, cool. You spanked him or whatever. That's one thing. You beating the dog shit out of this boy until he basically is lifeless. They talking about liver, all these other problems and shit, internal bleeding, nigga. You beat the fuck out this little 2-year-old boy like he was fucking 21. I would have stomped the fuck out of you. I couldn't have been me. I would have popped your bitch ass. You got me fucked up. And I hate to do all of this extra shit, but this is why I go all the way in when it comes because these black kids, as black children, it's like we don't give a fuck about them for real. Now I ain't gonna say black, I wanna say all children. Nobody cares about these kids no more. The Austin Metcalf situation is a prime example of how motherfuckers don't care. It was a child that was killed. And a child going to jail for his life. These are children. You should be acknowledgeable of that. Fuck all of the race, the color, all the other bullshit. These are kids. These kids have a reason to be here, and they were put here for a fucking reason. You are obligated as their fucking parent to make sure they're okay, they are safe, and they are sound. You want to discipline them, that's one thing, but to beat them to fucking death is crazy. To act like what they doing out here in these streets is okay when you know it's wrong is also crazy. Stop turning a blind eye to bullshit and start being a real motherfucking man or a real motherfucking parent. As far as being women out here who are mothers, start caring about, man, real shit. The realest quote I know is a man said, "As a father, when I became a father, I became obligated to be a father to all children. It don't matter. They all my children because now I'm a father. So now when I see kids, they are my kids at that point because that could be my child." And that's how we got to start moving within our society, bro. Like that's just real shit. I just hate this. I really hate that this happened to this child. RP to this child. RP to this. That's all I'm gonna say.
Consistent with being struck by only a belt. Documents said that she and her boyfriend argued on whether or not to take their son to the hospital. The couple was booked on suspicion of child abuse and first-degree murder. Daviana was later sentenced to around 15 years. In 2022, DJ Quik'S son will also have a tragic incident. David Blake Jr., who was 27, was charged on May 25th of 2022 in the killing of Julio Cardoza. Julio was shot following a dispute in the 13,000 block of Carfax Avenue. This is according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. The dispute took place at the victim's family home after Isaac Galvan, a councilman David Jr. worked for, attended the graduation ceremony for Isaac's son. Julio is the uncle of Isaac's son. Unconfirmed reports indicate the dispute was between Isaac and Julio, and then David Jr. intervened. David, who was in a car nearby, allegedly fatally shot Julio and then drove away. The 33-year-old victim, who suffered multiple gunshot wounds, died that day at a nearby hospital.
Arrested on suspicion of murder. 27-year-old David Blake Jr., who is seen here in this video, was picked up in Porter Ranch early Thursday morning. He's accused in the shooting death of 33-year-old Julio Cardoza last week in Downey. Cardoza died from a single gunshot wound to the chest. Blake has worked as a liaison, though, to the Compton City Councilman Isaac Galvan, who's being removed from office following accusations of election fraud. Compton's mayor, Emma Sharif, issued a statement sending thoughts and prayers to all of the families involved, saying that their lives have been changed forever. Mr. Blake's bail has been set at $2 million.
David was arrested after the shooting, but was later released. He was taken into custody again after the jury convicted him of second-degree murder, along with shooting from a motor vehicle at trial. Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Laura Walton agreed to the defense request to strike and dismiss gun allegations.
What the fuck was your reason for doing what you did, bitch? You didn't have no reason to shoot nobody. Your daddy is a fucking producer in the music industry. He's a rapper, and he's a legend in the music industry, especially where he's from on the West Coast. His kids is dumb as fuck. And I got all respect and love for DJ Quick, but these kids is dumb as fuck. He ain't had no reason to shoot no motherfucking body. The niggas related to the nigga he getting into it with. He didn't have no reason to even get in a beef like that. Man, I hate when niggas get involved in family matters that ain't family, nigga. Don't have shit to do with you, bitch. Stay the fuck out people's business, bro. You went over and above and beyond and killed this man. For what? Fucking weird ass nigga, man. Everybody want to be gangster.
That could have resulted in an additional 25-year to life sentence. The judge called the case an absolute tragedy, noting that David had no prior record, and at age 27, telling him that a split-second decision does not define him or his character. She told him that at some point, you will be paroled. Outside the Norwalk courthouse, the victim's sister Michelle said she was not happy with the sentence, but that's what California does. It gives murderers a chance, she said. He got away with having a gun. Speaking shortly before being sentenced, the defendant said he is sorry for his role he had in Julio's death and said his heart aches for the Cordozas. The judge said that she believed that David did see a shotgun being pointed in his direction, as the defense contended about 3 minutes before he opened fire, but questioned why didn't he drive off without Isaac and instead picked up a gun and fired into the victim's direction after he had maneuvered the vehicle out the driveway. She told David that he was truly caught up in a terrible situation and made the wrong decision in a split-second decision. David was later sentenced to 15 years to life. All these crazy incidents took several lives. RIP to all the victims.
Man, look. Shouts out to DJ Quick, but nigga, you need prayer. You need Jesus in your life. You need to do something, nigga. I don't know if you sold your soul to the devil, but all the shit that you doing, I don't know what you do behind the scenes. Like this is some karma shit, my nigga. This some karma shit. Your grandchild died. You got caught up in a killing a kid. Like that's probably like the karma right there from you killing that kid. Like it's just weird ass shit when you know you're not close to God or you don't have no real relationship with yourself as far as understanding you need peace. And you need peace in your world, you need peace in your family, you need peace in your household. Always understand it because that's the most important thing that we miss and lack within like everything that we do as black people, bro. We not looking for peace as black men. We looking for it, I'm gonna say, but we not finding it. And we're not making an effort to really find it. We just putting it in a lot of bullshit like bitches and money and smoking weed and drinking alcohol and all this other shit and partying. Instead of actually putting peace initiative to make peace within yourself, to stop hiding from that person that you really are, or just hiding from, you know what I'm trying to say, just really getting somewhere mentally and really focusing on your strengths and what your weaknesses are and changing those things. But I'm glad the son got 15 in life. I didn't really know what the situation, the case was with that, but I'm glad that happened to him because bitch, you had no business doing what you did. Even if he thought a nigga pulled a gun out on him, like they said, you could have drove off. You already maneuvered your way out the motherfucking driveway. Then another thing with the daughter is, bitch, you already know those cases where motherfucker, bitch, I ain't gonna lie, I would smack his daughter too because, bitch, it's no debating if we taking this baby to the hospital. I'm glad that bitch got 12, 15. She deserves more time. You debating to take your baby to the hospital and he's not breathing? Fuck out of here. Both of y'all need y'all ass beat, but that nigga need his throat cut. And I hope they do something to him and they did something to him and raped him or something, nigga. Don't be out here just letting these little motherfucking child murderers and pedophiles get away with this shit, bro. Y'all need to stop doing that and start being more just about certain things. Cause y'all will jump a nigga over nothing and some bullshit or some gangbanging shit instead of handling some real business like this. Cause this is something, if I was in jail with a nigga and I seen this on his motherfucking paperwork or I found this out about him, he'd get shanked. And I ain't even gonna make it seem like I'm a jail type of nigga. But when it come to kids, nigga, the innocence of a child is not to be played with. So that ain't something I take lightly. I don't care about none of that. I got nieces, nephews, all that. So one thing I'm not gonna do is like play about no child. I wouldn't play about no child. I don't want to say RP to that baby because that baby did not deserve to go out like that. And that other child that got hit by the car, I don't know if he was playing in the street or what, but like this is why niggas need to be cool on reckless driving, especially when you're in a neighborhood. And I watch niggas do this shit all the time in my neighborhood. And I done seen them SRTs get out of control and lose control and they end up hitting something or hitting the sand or hitting a building or something because they tripping, trying to speed off and shit. And then them tires get to slipping on their dumb ass. Like, always be careful and cautious of what the fuck you doing and how you moving because you never know. I always say this every fucking episode. I feel like when we reacting to somebody that's gangbanging. Everything you do will come right back to you if you are not moving in the right way and direction. If you ain't doing it for the real purposes of needing to do it, if you ain't killing a man to protect yourself or protect your family, if you ain't like handling a situation for those purposes to feed your family, to feed yourself, and provide a situation for yourself to level up and be in a different area, all of that perspective and thought process, all that, you doing it for the wrong reasons, bro. And even still, you should be trying to do shit. If it's bad, you should be trying to find ways to get out of the bad to get into the good, bro. But I'm finna be out, man. Y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. I'm really hurt by the child. They got beat to death. And I'm devastated from what I just heard. Not even trying to be on funny shit or none of that. Like, that really just struck a nerve with me. And really pissed me off. But I'm out. Peace.
Gotta know your purpose, understand what work is. These snakes is lurking, observing, trying to lose your curtains. These hoes be perping. Oh, she told me, boy, watch your back.